La 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 la. Ooh, hey. Oh my gosh. Is it Tuesday already? Is it Monday? Is it Wednesday? Is it Friday? No, it is Talk on Tuesdays. I'm Val the Voice Johnson. I'm here. Um, I'm a little solo right now, but I'm here. But you know what? Probably not for long. Guys, if you're here, go ahead and give me a shout in the chat. It's going to be interesting this evening because, we can do that. Those are the type of things that happen with us and Talk on Tuesday. All right. Well, here we go. Hey everyone, this is Talk on Tuesdays. We stream every Tuesday here on our YouTube channel, Facebook company homepage, and also LinkedIn, and it's available on Pod TV Roku channel. Thank you so very much, Mark Lee, for that. If you'd like to be a sponsor on our platform or a guest, book time with us at linktr.ee/Pure Light Media. So as you can see, Mr. Wamble is not here. He is taking care of the children because he is a teacher, and that's what teachers do. They take care of folks. And Coach is he is in a game right now, coaching his women's basketball team in Nashville, Tennessee. But you know what? I have a special guest today and someone that I've grown close to. He is a coaching expert when it comes to relationships. Hightower, the Entanglement Coach, he's known in some circles, but for me, it's Gerald Hightower. Let me go ahead and bring him on. Hi, Gerald. Welcome to Talk on Tuesdays. Woohoo!
Good evening, Queen Val. Good to be with you tonight. Blessings on you. Oh, let's see. Let's get this thing turned this way. Bam, there we go.
Boom.
All
Yeah,
right.
that works.
All right. So I am in the great city of Atlanta, Queen Val, and for some crazy reason, my entire neighborhood has been blacked out. I don't know if somebody hit a power line or something, but literally our whole neighborhood is blacked out. So
Oh
you will
no.
excuse me in this limited lighting. I've just got a couple of candles burning and just going to do the best we can with our lighting. The wonderful thing about being black is that we know how to improvise.
We did it when watching television with the aluminum foil on the wire hanger so it could be the
Wire
antenna.
hanger, the pair of pliers. When the knob broke, we had the pair of pliers to turn the channel. You know what I mean? So, we know how to improvise.
Oh, very much so, very much so. And the funny thing about improvising is that sometimes it comes out just a little bit better when you have to just kind of do your improvisation, if that makes any sense. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. And we got some folks in the chat. Mr. Springer, welcome out of Brooklyn. Thank you so very much. He's giving you a big old welcome out of there. And then look at
Hey,
this. Someone we see virtually in the mornings, Monique Lisa. Hi. Hey, Monique, Queen Monique,
Queen
how are
Monique is in the
you?
building.
Hey, I love it. I love it. And then, of course, my friend Roxanne, who's back from a wonderful vacation with her and her husband. Thank you so very much for joining us. We appreciate you. And thank you so much, Kevin, for letting everyone know to give us a shout because this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I was thinking about what do you call this? The NAACP Awards and just kind of I didn't this is this is the award season, Gerald, and a lot of folks are getting recognized for their works. And what I'm very happy, me and Michael, we kind of call the NAACP Awards the Black People Awards, if that makes any sense. So I was looking at a article from, I actually shared this article this morning. Both of us are moderators on Clubhouse, and we moderate a room called the House of Creativity. And I have the pleasure, and Gerald has the pleasure of being the relationship coach, and he gives great articles. What do you call them when you give tips for folks, Gerald?
Love nuggets.
Yeah, so I'm always fascinated with that. I'm up here bringing up my my what do you call it, the NAACP awards. But what are some of the winners that they're doing something where they can't present all of the awards at the same time? There's going to be a televised show this coming Saturday on BET, and but they're doing every night a non-televised situation for the awards, and I think they did all of the music honorees, Gerald, all of the music honorees. So uh I, quick question, who originally recorded the song Love Train, Gerald? I forgot.
That was an awesome group called Confunction.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And Confunction, yeah, that was all the way back in 1982, 83.
Hmm.
Love Train. Yes.
Yeah. So along with who is this? There was a lot of winners out of last night's thing. There was Chris Brown, Rihanna, Kendrick Lamar, Bruno Mars, and Anderson Paak, both known as Silk Sonic. They won for outstanding duo or group collaboration for Love Train, a song that's, according to you, now almost 40 years old. Oh, it is over 40 years old. Oh my gosh. So,
Yes.
and then the big winner was Queen Bey. We like to call her Beyonce. She won for Renaissance, and then also Cuff It. Cuff It was a big song on TikTok and IG Reels. I never did it to that song because I didn't like what she was saying in it, but I was like, okay, everybody's doing the latest TikTok craze. But that was one of the big songs that come. And I think she also won for Best R&B as well, R&B single for that song as well. So, and then your girl won, someone that you know, Erica Campbell won for outstanding gospel Christian song for Positive. Can you
Hmm.
talk about your connection to Erica Campbell from Mary Mary?
Yeah. Erica was is just a phenomenal person, a phenomenal individual. We came up together in ministry in the same church in Inglewood, California.
Mm-hmm.
She was with our awesome church choir that we had back in the 90s. She was our star lead singer, and her
Mm-hmm.
younger sister Tina was a singer too. But Tina actually came along a little bit later. But Erica was always our star. We actually the the tenor section we nicknamed her Jordan. She was the Michael Jordan of our team. So yeah, just a phenomenal person, inside and out, beautiful inside and out, and so glad that she won another Grammy, another Grammy. So
Yeah, this is
her
NAACP award, so she's won
oh,
another award as a solo artist as herself. So,
okay, so this is the NAACP. Yeah, I know she was
mhm,
nominated for a Grammy. I don't know if she won or not. I didn't get
mhm,
to watch the Grammys. I didn't get to watch the Grammys at all. But
mhm.
yeah, she is definitely worthy of being honored by the NAACP for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and I did meet her twice. The second time I met her was at I forgot the name of the church, but my cousin used to play keys. She was the choir director, Barbara Allen, and she was like, "Yeah, Erica," and I'm like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "Ooh."
First of all,
I
I'm gonna
t-
need you to respect on your cousin's name. That is the late great Dr. Barbara Allen. Okay, just respect your cousin's name. I know she's just your cousin, but to us, she is a gospel treasure.
and if my cousins out in California are watching, they'll be looking at me like, have some respect on our auntie and mama's name, please."
And thank you.
Please and thank you. So, but yeah, that was kind of the breakdown of what was happening regarding the NAACP awards. And so tonight they're doing a non-televised show, and they'll be doing that up until Friday, and then Saturday is when they'll have the televised NAACP Awards airing on BET, and it'll be more performances happening versus awards. So I think that's the reason why they're doing a lot of the awards during the week, and so they'll be releasing, who won, and it's just non-televised, and I think you can watch it virtually. But I'm always excited when we honor each other. And and also Rihanna won for Lift Me Up for the song from Wakanda Forever. And also, the one thing I wanted to mention was, oh yeah, Wakanda Forever won for Best Film Soundtrack for the NAACP Award. So if you guys want to check it out, it is available. It will be airing live from Los Angeles at for the BET Awards. So I'm not BET Awards, for the NAACP Awards. So they'll be honoring acting, music, and the like. So excited about that. Now I'm
Actually, the NAACP Image Awards is an absolutely beautiful award show.
mhm,
And I would say it is comparable to, if not better than, um, the other award shows where we as Black people are not always honored. There's been
mhm,
years and years and years where we've been overlooked,
mhm,
ignored, that the wonderful work that we do, that we produce musically, through film and television, um, the literary arts, we've gone ignored for years. You know,
yeah,
um, I'll never forget looking at one of our awesome kings, the great Denzel Washington, looking at the pain in his eyes and him fighting back tears when the phenomenal movie that he directed, Fences, with he and
wow,
Viola Davis, the great Viola Davis. Well, Viola Davis wins the Oscar. Not only
yeah,
did Denzel play a phenomenal role, Oscar nominated, but he directed the film. But he did not win Best Actor. They gave the Best Actor award to Casey Affleck, who's the younger brother of Ben Affleck, for a movie that none of us remember. He probably doesn't even remember the movie. It's so insignificant. I'm like, okay, this kid Casey Affleck, like he got out of acting school like last Wednesday. I mean, what significance does this cat have with
I
any
know.
level of quality acting? Zero. And the Academy gave the Oscar to Casey Affleck. And if I were to ask the average white person on the street today, if I ask 100 white people, maybe 10 would be able to tell me what movie Casey Affleck won the Oscar for. Maybe
Mm,
10, maybe 10 out of
maybe
100. And so my point is, Val, is that the NAACP Image Awards, as well as the Soul Train Music Awards and the Essence Awards, all of these shows are very important for us because this is our chance to celebrate each other, where we so often get ignored, even though we make the movie studios millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars.
mhm.
Even though we make the studios tons of money, and quite frankly, we give the industry flavor, because where would the industry be if we weren't there?
Right,
It'd be
exactly.
mayonnaise sandwiches with the crust cut off. But we bring the flavor, we bring the swag, we bring the culture, we bring the music, we bring so much, and no pun intended, but we bring the color.
Exactly,
you know,
exactly.
from an artistic perspective to costuming and everything, so that's what we do. So the NAACP Image Awards is a very, very important um, award show, and I'm very glad that all of these people were honored.
Yeah, and Monique said that Fences was an amazing play in a movie, and she said she saw it live. I saw Fences back in the late '80s, early '90s with James Earl Jones. So when and I think it was Denzel Washington's commitment to go ahead and produce all 10 of August Wilson's plays for the film. He didn't have to necessarily be acting in it, but he wanted to produce all of those plays, and it's been wonderful. Thank you so much, Kevin, for letting us know about the Image Awards. They'll be airing live on BET at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. So that'll be fun. They'll have a few. And Mark out of North Carolina said that he saw Fences live as well.
Oh, wow. That's
Have you?
awesome.
I know what. Have you seen any of August Wilson's plays live?
I have not.
Okay, yeah, that would be a treasure because it takes. I think he does a play, and August Wilson kind of focused in on Black culture, definitely in certain times of our, what do you call it, certain times of our history. Ma Rainey's Black Bottoms is in the 20s, and that was unfortunately one of the last films that Chadwick Boseman performed in and was nominated for. And then also Fences, I think, is 1950s Pittsburgh. So he kind of did something in almost every, highlighting that decade. And so, and oh gosh, Monique said she saw James Earl Jones and Billy D. Williams on Broadway too. You saw Billy D. Williams, Monique? What?
Indeed. Yes. I had the pleasure of meeting Billy D. Williams at an airport in Los Angeles. And I mean, man, even in his late 70s, this man was still smooth as silk. Just walking through the airport, picks his bag up, looking around. I've got to catch my flight. And I was like, that guy's still smooth as silk. My gosh.
Oh my God. My mom had such a big crush on him. And then, of course, my favorite line from Mahogany, which before Love Jones was my favorite, love movie featuring African Americans. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
That's right.
And I was like, yeah, that's a line. That's a line. I love it. You should stay with that man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. And I did. Oh, so Billy D. Williams was the understudy of James Earl Jones. I did not know that.
Wow.
I did not know that. And Mark
Now,
says that they both used to hang at the National Black Theater Festival in Winston, North Carolina. Wow. We got people dropping gems, Gerald.
indeed.
Indeed. Oh my gosh. Shows that are coming and going. I know that sometimes you, because of your coaching business, you don't get a chance to watch too much TV, but that's one of the reasons why myself and Wamble, we're always kind of reviewing our film TV shows that we really love and some of the ones that are being renewed. Emmy winner and Golden Globe winner is coming back for their third season, and it's been renewed. This is Abbott Elementary. If you have ever taught high school, grammar school, or any kind of school, this is a great comedy show that just honors teachers, and it's based out of Philadelphia. And Quentin Munson is the creator of this, and I've just loved seeing her come from Black Lady Sketch Show and a bunch of other things that she's done, and this seems to be really hitting. It's phenomenal. And Michael was like, Val, you got to watch it. Val, you got to watch it. Gerald, I only taught high school for 3 years right out of college, and that was rough. It was a rough time for me.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Abbott, I think they're grammar school, but Shirley Ralph won an Emmy for Best Supporting Actor, so that was wonderful. And then Quentin won the Golden Globe for writing. And so it's a show that's coming back, and very excited about that. Some of the other shows that are coming back, let us know in the chat if there are some of the shows that we're mentioning that you watch. If you don't watch, it's fine, because it is what it is. But some of the ones that are coming back, Abbott Elementary on CBS. I'm really proud of Living Single, whatever. Everyone knows her from Living Single, and she got her acting chops done before that. The Equalizer, and you know what? We got to go back to Denzel Washington on that. The Equalizer, he did the feature film with Anton I'm gonna mispronounce his name. Gerald, help me out. The director
And
of
Antoine Fuqua.
Fuqua. Thank you, Anton Fuqua. So the Equalizer was directed by him, and then the series came, and they tapped Queen Latifah to be on that, and now this show has been renewed. Do you guys watch The Equalizer? Can you guys let us know in the chat if you watch Abbott Elementary or Equalizer? Because these are two shows that, and that's over on CBS. A show with LL Cool J is not coming back. It's in its final season. NCIS Los Angeles. I think LL's been on there for over 10 years. So
Well,
that is.
Val, if I may,
Mhm,
once again, let us make sure that we give Miss Queen Latifah her props as well.
mhm,
Let's honor Queen Latifah because she is not just, you know, a hip hop star that transitioned, a hip hop legend that transitioned
mhm,
into acting. She is a phenomenal actress. Um,
mhm.
Starting out with Living Single, um, and then of course, famously, perhaps infamously, you know, um, starring with Vivica Fox, Jada Pinkett Smith, and
Mhm.
Kimberly Elise in a movie shot in Los Angeles, which was, come on, Val, you're supposed to know this stuff.
I'm supposed to know that. Now we're talking about Set It Off?
Set It Off. Thank you.
Okay.
She also
Love that
featured
movie.
she also featured Blair Underwood. So I
Mhm.
mean, she was phenomenal in that. Um, many, she had like what 7, 8 seasons with Living Single, and
Not
then
that many.
she had a
Not only
phenomenal.
4.
How many?
Only 4.
4?
Yeah, only 4 seasons. I want to say, I'm sorry, 4.5 seasons, because they literally stopped it in the middle of its last season, and I
Oh
feel like
wow, they didn't even make it to the fifth year. Wow, that's
they
bananas.
did not make it to the 5th year. I am so, and oh, Monique mentioned Last Holiday and Set It Off too.
Last
And
Holiday with LL Cool J, and she also had a wonderful role in the movie Chicago with Richard Gere.
yeah, she was
Um,
nominated for an Oscar for that
She was
role
nominated
too.
for an Oscar for Chicago.
Mhm.
Yes. I went to see that film. And so, yeah, we must give Queen Latifah her props.
Right.
Wonderful. She played a very good role. I found her to be believable in the movie Just Right with Common.
Yeah, I love
Um,
that one too.
she was believable. Queen Latifah was believable.
Mhm,
And when I
mhm.
say believable, because she had love scenes with Common. So, and of course with Queen, that's uncommon. So, it was she was believable. She was believable. She did a good job.
And what I see that, thank you so much for responding to the question. Roxanne says she's interested in seeing Equalizer, but she hasn't. And she occasionally watched NCIS. And then my other good friend Audrey, she says she watches both, but she stopped watching the LL Cool J show because it was literally a formatic show. It just followed the same, formula. And it was a spinoff of, I think, the regular NCIS. So that's very understandable. So I thank you so much, Roxanne. She's like, the queen is still alive. Yes, she is. And oh, here's Monique with more details. It was originally called Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. And then the
Yep.
network took the idea and changed the cast, and they came back with Living Single.
Right. And then
All right.
NBC duplicated what they saw with Living Single,
Mm-hmm.
and they created Friends. Oh, hey, my lights are back on. All right, power back up.
Wow. You can blow out the candle now if you want to.
Power back up. So I'm gonna go off
Oh,
just for a second so I can reset, and then I'll
okay.
be right back on.
Okay, great. I'll carry it right here. But guys, I mean, and Kevin, that's right. She was also in Beauty Shop as well. I totally forgot about that. And yes, definitely, Delana. I don't know if you have not watched Abbott Elementary, you need to check it out. It is phenomenal, and I'm really really excited about that it's coming back for another season. So that's just very, very exciting. I want to chit chat about this young lady, her show. I'm going to bring this up right here. Oh, I have to do. Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen in the background while you're trying to, make things work or whatever. Some of the other shows that are on the chopping block, or they might be on the chopping block. I don't know if you guys watch the CW, but there. Okay, here it is. The Flash is only it's now in its final season. That's based on the comic book The Flash. And then how many people watch All American? I really really love that show. It has been renewed for a sixth season. And now here on Fox, Angela Bassett has a show on there called 911. How many people watch that one? I watch it because of her. And now that show is kind of on the to be determined list. Now, guys, anytime you end up on a to be determined list, that means they're looking at your numbers, looking at who's streaming. And keep in mind, if you don't watch it live, because good gracious, the pandemic has taught all of us we have choices. We can stream when we want, we can look when we want. So her show is kind of in limbo. They're trying to figure out if they're going to bring it back or not. I hope she comes back. I don't know if anyone is watching 911. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Thank you, Audrey. I yeah, and thank you so much, Kevin. It is season 9 is going to be the final one. Gosh, season 9. I think, what was the name of that show? Smallville went 10 seasons, and that was on the CW as well. Thank you so much, Kevin. All American will be going into its sixth season. And also, and thank you, Audrey. Yeah, the 911 franchise, because they also have 911 Lone Star. Angela Bassett is the executive producer on both of those shows. And so that's wonderful. And oh my gosh, Monique, yes. I love All American Homecoming. All American is guaranteed to come back for its season, but on the list, All American Homecoming is on the to be determined list. I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. So some of these shows are in limbo. I don't know how they make those determinations, and it's very important. Like I said, if you love a show, even if you don't watch it live, if you watch it when it within, I think, the first 7 to 10 days after it's initially aired on its network, or where it originated from, they take those numbers and say, okay, you guys want more of this show, or maybe you guys don't want the show at all. And it's like, no, we want the show. Don't get rid of it. We love it. We love it. We love it. So that's kind of how that's going to be working. But the one show that I wanted to mention, and I'm getting this ready for you guys right now, is that's going now to Netflix, and I'm really excited about seeing. I think it just got the third season is now up on Netflix. Is The Upshaws. Guys, I really, really love this show. It is now me and Mr. Wamble talked about this show, and I talked about Kim Fields having a potty mouth, another Living Single alum as well. And I was gonna mention this. Audrey already mentioned it. Yeah, All American just cut Tay Diggs. Spoiler alert for me. I mean, I'll get back to that in a minute. But yeah, so The Upshaws is on Netflix. It was created by, and the two executive producers are in this shot, Wanda Sykes as well as Mike Epps. Kim Fields plays Mike Epps' wife, and they're just it's really a hilarious show. Now, it's not for children, so if you got a child under a certain age, cover their ears or just don't watch it. But it's a family show, but not really, because they got potty mouths, but it's all good. But I'm really excited toward the end of this week. I was hoping that the slap did not damage this show coming back, Bel Air, and it was just mentioned. Monica just mentioned Bel Air. I love this show. I think Jabari Banks as Will is doing such a great job, and I hope that it's coming back for its second season that's on Peacock, a derivative of NBC. And also, one of my other favorite shows that I like is Grand Crew. That show is going to be starting its second season at the beginning of March. So these are some of the shows that I wanted to just kind of call out to you. Thank you so much, Kevin, for that. And what what is Sister Lena now? We can see him, of course, of course, of course. So I'm really looking forward to these shows coming back and doing their thing. I think Mr. Hightower, G Hightower, are you back? You're
Yes,
back.
I am.
Wow, look at you. Good to see you.
So yeah,
Hey, guess who's
fortunately
joining? I'm sorry, what
I
was
don't
that?
have internet. My power is back up, but I don't have internet. So we will just
Mm-hmm.
rock with my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely, we'll
So
definitely
what's
do that. But guess
yeah?
who's watching from the West Coast? Monica Facilier.
Hey,
she
good
says
evening.
she loves The Equalizer,
Which one, the movie or the TV show?
the TV show.
Okay.
I think
Yeah, I
she's
haven't
gonna
had
be
a chance
going.
to watch Queen Latifah in that one. I would be interested to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure she's doing a good job because
Yeah,
she's had multiple seasons now. So
yeah, and that was a show that was a little bit iffy if it was going to come back or not. So that I'm just grateful that it is coming back. So we were talking about this on a little bit. Actually, we were talking about this a little bit earlier on our on Clubhouse in the House of Creativity, and I was thinking, man, I really would love, and this is usually when we go into sports, but one of the big things that happened over the weekend was the the NBA All Star NBA All Star game, as well as other the slam dunk contest and all of that. So Gerald at one point came to us and did the sports segment, just the sports segment. I really appreciate you doing the entirety with us and checking us out. But let me bring up the All Star. Let us know in the chat if you got a chance to even to watch the All Star game, or if you saw any performances or the slam dunk contest or whatever. Well, let me. I see Monica's comment is still up there. I always forget to do this, but let me go ahead and do this since a lot of the folks are here. If you are watching on our YouTube or LinkedIn, go ahead, please like and share. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I forget to do that. I have to always remember to do that. But did you get a chance to? Oh, he went off. He went off camera. But here's the thing: did anyone watch the All Star 2013 of 2023 Utah? It was in Utah, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I wanted to see the slam dunk contest, but I just felt like some things were a little off. Um, and here's Kevin. He says, I watched the highlights from the slam dunk contest. Can anyone tell me who won? Because I don't remember who. I don't remember who won. So definitely, I, you know, let me look at my notes here, but I was checking it out. I think the All Star game was this past Sunday. And so usually the All Star game for the NBA is kind of the dividing line, kind of the half season of the NBA. So some people get traded. There were a couple of trades that happened, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And so it was at the Vente Arena in Salt Lake City on Sunday. And let me see what happened. Okay, so it was Team LeBron against Team Garanas, and I'm gonna wait for Gerald to come back because I want to make sure that I've got everything right with the All-Star game. So guys, let's see who won. Oh, Gardis, thank you Gardis, thank you so very much. Mac McClung won the slam dunk champ. And I found out that some of the folks that went ahead and actually participated in the slam dunk contest, they are from the G League, not necessarily the NBA. Is that correct? Okay, and thank you so very much, Mark. Yeah, team got yes, team, and then Team LeBron and Team Guyanus. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I want to make sure I get that right. But yeah, thank you so much, Kevin. He checked it out. He said it was pretty dope. I had a good time watching it and did my little situation with it. And I think there was an injury that happened with him, and he only played for like 20 seconds, and then the other teammates went ahead and did so. I'm gonna bring Gerald back. Hey Gerald, I see you're back, and we're talking sports.
Yes,
did
indeed.
you
Can you hear me?
did, I hear you real good. Did you
Did you
see
see
any of
any
the
of the
in
in
the
the NBA?
NBA all-star team? Did you see any of that?
I just watched a little bit of it, Val,
Mm-hmm.
because honestly, it was a drag. So
Oh
I'm an NBA, I'm an NBA and an NFL fan.
no. Mm-hmm.
I've been watching the All Star game ever since I was a little kid, watching Julius Irving, better known as Dr. J. And so, and I always remember Dr. J taking off from the free throw line, flying through the air and dunking with his big old afro waving in the air. Slow motion, that afro. Hey, Dr. J. And his afro and afro sheen just flossing back, you know what I mean, while he dunked it, I
Not
mean,
the
and then
Afro
Michael
Sheen.
Jordan, who was also a fan of Dr. J, Michael Jordan duplicated the free throw dunk where he jumped from the free throw line and dunked it as well. So we go all the way back to that era, Val, and the All Star game was always very competitive. It was always the
Mm-hmm.
East versus the West,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was always a really competitive thing. Like the guys really wanted to beat each other. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And now the way they have it set up is no longer the East versus the West. It was
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James against Giannis from
Giannis.
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Uh, um, I will not try to pronounce Giannis's last name because he's from Greece. He's Greek.
Okay.
Shout out to Giannis. But that's what it's been the last couple of years. It's LeBron choosing who he wants and
Oh.
Giannis choosing who he wants. And so you can choose East or West players. It's no longer East versus the West. It's whoever you want to pick up based on
Oh.
based on who the fans and the writers have chosen to be in the All-Star game. So then from that group, whoever selected, Giannis and LeBron, they choose, just like we used to do back in the day on the basketball court or on the football field, like, hey, I got Val, hey, I got John, I got, and so it's like that. So it's really fun how they do that, but it takes away the competition.
Oh.
And so this year was the worst year of the All-Star game ever. Like these guys weren't competing at all. They were just running up and down the court, throwing the ball off the backboard. LeBron threw the ball off the backboard and dunked it. And, Ja Morant came down. He did a nice helicopter dunk, 360 turn. That was cool. But there's nothing competitive about the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the worst part, Val, is that
Mm-hmm.
they don't even have the slam dunk competition between the players anymore. So for the first time in history, a guy who's not even a part of the NBA competed in the NBA slam dunk competition. His name is Mac McClung.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you, Gardis Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Mac McClung. Mac McClung, this kid is 24
Okay.
and he played ball. He was a very good player, all state coming out of high school. He played for the Texas Tech and he played for Georgetown Hoyas, which is really
Oh.
interesting because Georgetown historically has been almost an all black team.
Okay.
So he was a great 3-star recruit coming out of high school, one of the top ranked players in Virginia, coming out of Virginia. And so, I'm really proud of this kid. I'm really happy for him because he performed phenomenally. He was phenomenal.
Wow.
But the problem with it is that none of the other players from the NBA even competed.
I wonder why though.
Well, there's all kind of stories around it. I won't get into that part, Val, but I'll just conclude by saying this, that if the NBA players who get paid so much money and then we
Mm-hmm.
all as fans get treated to the All-Star weekend It's a whole weekend. It's not just the game on Sunday. It's the 3-point shooting contest, which Larry Bird always competed in that, which Reggie Miller always competed in that. Tim Legler, who is now an analyst on ESPN, a basketball analyst, he was a 3-point champion. And so, you know, for the players not to compete is robbing us as the fans. LeBron, unfortunately, set the precedent for not competing in the slam dunk competition. And so I won't get into it right now, Val. I'll come back and get on it with Coach and with Michael Wamble about the GOAT conversation, because the conversation always comes up about who's the greatest of all time. The GOAT is and always will be Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Right.
Period.
And
I don't care if LeBron wins 3 more championships, he will never surpass Michael Jordan, because I won't go into all of Michael Jordan's stats. LeBron, yes, he's won championships with 3 different teams. We shout out to him, especially since he won one for our Lakers. Shout out to Bron. But Val, LeBron and Dwayne Wade have a movement happening in the NBA. There's an unwritten rule called load management, that guys can take games off and rest because, I'm kind of tired today. I just played a game yesterday and I don't want to play the second half of a back-to-back game. So they won't play. So now you and I, we bring our kids to the game. We just saved up all our little money, broke the piggy bank to go to a game. And LeBron is not playing tonight because of load management. So because of those reasons, LeBron can never be the GOAT in my eyes. When you take games off, you're cheating the fans. When you don't do the slam dunk competition and you are the self-proclaimed best player in the world, you can't be the GOAT in my eyes. Sorry, not sorry.
And well, Wise agrees. He says he wasn't really feeling the NBA weekend, but he want to go ahead and congrats Mac for the
Mac
slam
McClung.
dunk.
Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Wise. Salute to Mac McClung. Hey, Mac McClung proved that white men can jump.
Despite what the movie said.
And Wesley Snipes did the movie back in the 90s called White Men Can't Jump. Mac McClung proved that white men can jump, because that boy got mad hops.
Right. And someone has recognized his talent. According to Gardis, he says that he just joined the Sixers early last week and after winning that dunk contest. So major congrats. He's now on an NBA team because of the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
So.
I hope he gets a job. He seems to be a good kid. He was humble about the whole situation, but I will just say this, and don't quote me on this, Val, but supposedly why LeBron and many of the other stars don't compete is because they don't want their brand to look good. Or they don't want their brand to look bad if they lose.
Oh, so a lot of money is going into promoting in other words, they feel like they'll lose money on their brand, whatever they're connected
if they
with,
lose the competition.
Oh, okay.
Kobe Bryant was 20 years old and he was in a slam dunk competition and won.
Okay. And
at 20. So the reports behind the scenes is that the first year that LeBron was in the league, they snubbed him and didn't let him play in the All-Star game because he was a rookie.
Okay.
So ever since then, LeBron has supposedly been carrying this grudge, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to play in I'm not going to play in slam dunk competition," and so he never did compete.
After that one time, wow.
Now that's what the rumor is.
That's what Wise says, that Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He agrees with you big time.
Anybody who grew up in the 80s, okay? Anybody who grew up in the 80s and I'm not talking about these new school people, because if you did not watch Michael Jordan play, I'm not talking about highlights and film. If you did not watch the man play, if you did not grow up in that era, you can't appreciate that era. Just like for me, I didn't see Elgin Baylor and Jerry West play.
Okay.
I saw Wilt Chamberlain play, but he was all the way at the tail end of his career. You know what I mean? And I was yay high to a duck, my dad taking me to the game. But Val, if you didn't watch that era, you can't appreciate and have respect for an era you never witnessed, right?
Yeah.
And so for people to talk about, LeBron, well, they're prisoners of the moment. They're prisoners of today's era because they didn't witness Michael Jordan's era.
Right. And Garda said that Michael Jordan lost to Dominique Wilkins for his first slam dunk contest. Didn't seem to hurt his brand.
That's right. and hey, Gardis, and really, Michael Jordan also lost to Dominique when it was in Chicago. But because it was in Chicago, they gave it to Jordan. But you go back and watch that competition, Dominique was doing some dunks that everybody was like, Dominique is the winner. He beat Jordan. But you in Chicago, dog, you ain't about to beat Michael Jordan in Chicago.
Not my hometown.
The only people that can beat Michael Jordan in Chicago is the Mafia. Ain't nobody else gonna beat Michael Jordan in Chicago.
Oh my gosh. And Mark says Kareem was no joke. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Mark. Kareem is definitely on the NBA Mount Rushmore for sure. I mean, for me, he's my greatest center of all time. I'll take Kareem over Shaq any day. I take Kareem over Shaq. I take Kareem over Wilt. I take Kareem over Bill Russell. Kareem is my number one.
Oh, wow. And here's Mark's question to you. What do you think of LeBron wanting to play with his son?
I think it's cool, especially if he stays here in LA with the Lakers. Yes,
Okay.
I think it's cool. We got room for Bronny. Come on in, dog. Come on in. We got room. But Mark, that's if Bronny matures to be the player that his dad was coming out of high school. I don't see that in him. I see Bronny needing to go to college at least for 1 year.
Okay. And developing
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that's what Kyrie did, Val. Kyrie Irving, he went to Duke. He played 1 year and then he came out. Because he needed that 1 year of college, especially playing under a great coach like Mike Krzyzewski, Coach K. He needed that 1 year of college development. The same thing with Jason Tatum, who plays for Boston Celtics. 1 year at Duke. You need that development. Same thing with Zion. Zion played 2 years at Duke. You need that development if you don't have that raw superstar talent coming right out of high school. Bron had it, Kobe had it, Kevin Garnett had it, but most guys don't have it.
And thinking now about the NBA and where we are, because now we're on like the second half of the season, who do you see or what teams do you see that we should be looking out for that might make it to the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals? Who seems to be the teams that are standing out to you?
Well, top three teams in the East: Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe Mazzulla, who just became the 19th head coach of the Boston Celtics and only the fourth Black head coach for the Boston Celtics. Only the fourth Black head coach in their history. But yeah, Boston will be there. I see in the Eastern Conference Finals, I see it being Boston and Milwaukee. I would love to see Philly get there, but I just don't think that they'll get there. I don't think Philly will be able to make it, only because it's only Joel Embiid and James Harden. The other guys are too inconsistent.
Oh, wow.
And to be a championship team, you need what Shaq calls the others. You got to have the others that step up in the playoffs. That's the only way you can win championships. Kobe and Shaq didn't do it all by themselves with the Lakers. Those 3 championships that we won back to back to back, we had the others step up. Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, we had the others step up. You know what I mean? In the West is tricky because now, Val, I don't know if you know, but Kevin Durant just got traded from Brooklyn to Phoenix.
I wonder how that's going to go. It
should go very well.
Okay.
It should go very well. So I see Phoenix, I see Memphis, and I see Golden State being at the top in the West.
Oh, wow. And Mark just said, I need Doc to get another ring.
Need Doc Rivers to get another ring. I don't know, Mark. You might have to pray a little harder, bro. You might need to pray a little harder, bro. You might need to pray a little harder.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I mean,
because
it would be cool for Doc Rivers to get another ring. Doc Rivers coaches the Philadelphia 76ers. So,
okay.
Val, I love Doc Rivers.
Okay.
But again, you got to have the others step up. You know, they got
All
some
right.
good players. Steph Curry's little brother um, um, plays for Philly.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He's a good shooter, but he's not his big brother.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so we are going to be, because we've been covering the NFL for a good long minute, and now we're going to be shifting our sports chit chatting about the NBA, and then of course the NCAA is coming up on, I like to call it March Madness. That's what it's called. So, but definitely we're gonna have Coach Tony back in next week to chit chat about that, and it'd be good. I'll let him know, and he'll probably will see this. Your top three picks on both sides, the East, and as well as the West. Because I mean,
Yeah.
that's imperative that we kind of have a little bit. Because he predicted Philadelphia to win the Super Bowl, and that didn't quite make
That
it.
didn't work out. Yeah. I wanted Jalen Hurts. I wanted Philadelphia to win. I just feel like the football gods were going to go with Kansas City, and I'll just leave that right there. So that said, Val, yeah, and listen. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a Laker die hard. I bleed purple and gold, but I don't see the Lakers getting in the finals at all.
Oh no.
I feel like they've lost way too many games. They got way too much ground to make up. Queen Monique says, I haven't watched a basketball game since Jordan started playing pro basketball.
Wait a minute.
So I guess she's saying since Jordan's retired that she hasn't watched the basketball game ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I actually got to see Jordan play in person, and I mean, it's
Mhm.
just phenomenal, man. And I mean, I've seen LeBron play in person. Of course, I watched many games of Kobe. The most games that I watched, my favorite era, where I was literally there on the court, right there, sitting behind Jack Nicholson at the Forum in Inglewood, was the Showtime era, baby. Magic and Kareem.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I had a little second job. So my day job, I worked for the Department of Defense, and because I was in the process of trying to buy a home, so I got a little second job as a waiter at the Forum. So I was at every home game for all the Lakers during that Showtime era. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow. And you know what? Before we go, I wanted to make sure that I highlighted what you've been doing. And Gerald is an author, a coach, and currently he has a book on pre-sale right now. Did you want to talk about it as I bring it up right now?
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
mhm.
The book is entitled "Who Influenced You," and it is an anthology of several artists, several authors, along with myself. And the book is about each of us as authors. We are talking about the three people who have influenced our lives the most, who had the greatest impact on our lives to help us to get where we are today. And so, as you can see, the book is curated by the legendary Dr. George C. Frazier. I cannot tell you what an honor it is. I feel it is so surreal for me to be on the cover of a book with Dr. George C. Frazier. Like, this bananas. I've been following him for over 30 years. One of the most incredible leaders and thought leaders, business leaders, and networkers extraordinaire, Dr. George C. Frazier. And then, of course, his mentee, Mr. Stan Matthews, who's a phenomenal gentleman himself, CEO of the MBN Matthews Business Network, which Val, you and I are a part of, blessed to be a part of. And so, yeah, so this book, every one of the authors gets to have their picture on the cover of the book with these two awesome gentlemen. So yeah, the book is only $25. I would love to have your support, family. And those of you who can, order 2 of them. Get 2 of them. Yes. One for yourself and one for somebody else. All right. It's only $25, family. And I'm almost at the halfway mark. So I have to have 100 pre-orders. Once I have 100 pre-orders, all those books will be sent to me. I will autograph each one and send them out. So I'm excited.
Yeah. And Mark says he's met George a few times. And my friend Sandy, Sandy, you're here. She says Dr. George Fraser is the king
He is the
networking.
King. He is the king. The king of networking. Absolutely. Forbes magazine said that Power Networking Conference, PNC, which Dr. Fraser hosts every year in the month of August, Forbes magazine said the Power Networking Conference is one of the top 5 conferences that all entrepreneurs, not just Black entrepreneurs, that all entrepreneurs need to get themselves to. Power Networking Conference, which this year will be in the month of August. And I'll give you the date real quick, Val, because everybody needs to go online. Power Networking Conference. And the conference will be beginning on Wednesday, August the 2nd through Sunday the 6th. So that's Wednesday, August 2nd through Sunday, August the 6th. PNC, Power Networking Conference.
Yeah, and I've never gone. I've been encouraged by you to attend.
It'll change your life. It'll change your life. I promise you, it'll change your life forever.
Right. And Monique said that it's she says the top 5 networking conference in the world, and her and Delano A. Johnson is the COO of it. I didn't know.
Brag on your man, Queen Monique. Brag on your man. That's what I'm talking about, man. There's nothing like a beautiful Black woman bragging on her Black king. That's what I'm talking about. And nothing like a beautiful Black man bragging on his Black queen. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Kevin, for catching that. I really
Kevin,
appreciate
you are the best, sir. Thank you so much, Kevin. You are the best.
He is an excellent moderator for Talk on Tuesdays, and I really appreciate. Gerald, thank you so very much for standing in for both Mr. Wamble as well as Coach Tony. Coach wants to chop it up with you. He just sent me a text like, I see he's holding it down. And I'm like, yes, of course he's holding it down, because the two of you all bonded, which I really love to have seen. And I thank you so very much. Yes, Kevin. Yes, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. The website to get the book is there in the chat. Thank you so very much again, Kevin, for that. And so tomorrow, you don't see him tonight, but he'll be back for #Wamble Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, chit-chatting about hip-hop and some other things happening as far as we continue on with Black History Month as well. And then, of course, our audio podcast. I haven't decided what it's going to be just yet. So I'm going to be ruminating over that. So that is what is happening with that. So that is that is our show, Black Talk on Tuesdays. Thank you so very much. Everyone give Mr. G. Hightower, the Entanglement Coach, a round of applause. Woo! Thank you so much. Mark, he says, great job. Woo-hoo. Thank you so very much for that. Oh my gosh. I'm Val the Voice Johnson. And what's your name?
I am Gerald Hightower, G. Hightower, the Entanglement Coach, specializing in helping people get free from soul ties, entanglements, helping you to get your soul whole so you can connect with your soul mate.
And we hang out in these clubhouse streets. Guys, come to a relationship room. I'll be posting it on my social media, but for right now, we are out. Peace.